Hi guys, Namaste. Welcome back to AppSec Zero. In the previous video, we have solved some labs to bypass access control by manipulating headers and request methods. If you haven't watched it yet, I have provided the link in the description and at the eye icon at the top as well. So, before solving today's lab, let's understand horizontal and vertical privilege escalation. Horizontal privilege escalation occurs when a user gains access to another user's account at the same level of access. Vertical privilege escalation occurs when a user gains access to another user account with higher privileges. So, let's solve these labs. Here, this specific context says that when a URL has an ID parameter, if we can change the value of an ID, we might get access to another user which is pointing out to that different ID. So, as they have said here, they have given us Wiener and Peter credentials, and we need to access Carlos account. Let's try to access the lab. Let's go to my account, log in with these details, Wiener and Peter. Here, as we can see, ID is winner. What if we change this to Carlos? See, we got details of Carlos. Now, as said in the description, to solve the lab, obtain the API key of the user and submit it as a solution. So let's copy this API key. Let's submit it. Yeah, the lab is solved. Now coming to our next lab, unlike our previous lab which has predictable user ID, in this scenario we have unpredictable GUID assigned to each account. GUID is random for each user ID, so we need to find that GUID to solve this lab. So let's access this lab. Here they have given us credentials Wiener and Peter, and we have to find the GUID of Carlos and submit it as API key as solution. So let's see. First, let's log in into our account with details Winner and Peter. So here, as we can see, this is the GUID of user Winner. Now we need to find the GUID of Carlos to solve this lab. In order to get GUID of Carlos, let's see if we have some information that's related to user Carlos. Let's go to our account home and let's view all these posts. This post is done by ourselves. This post is posted by administrator. This post is posted by us. This post is posted by administrator. Yeah, so Carlos have posted this blog post. So let's click on Carlos. Here we got the user ID, I mean GUID of Carlos. Let's copy this. Let's go to our account. Let's paste it here to see if we can access Carlos account. As we can see, we can access Carlos account and here is their API key. Let's copy this. Let's submit the solution and see if this works. Yeah, the lab is solved. So in the next lab, we don't have any context regarding the user ID to manipulate it and bypass access control. But sometimes, even though access controls are in place, we might find some useful information while redirecting back to login page. So let's solve this lab and see. They have given us details Wiener and Peter and we have to obtain API key for Carlos and submit it as solution. So what they have said is that the lab contains access control vulnerability where sensitive information is leaked in body of redirect response. So we need to check for response after redirecting it. so that we might get some information that regarding to Carlos. So before solving it, let's turn on our Burp proxy to examine that redirect request. Let's go to our account, log in with the given details. So here we have account details of user winner. Now what, let's change it to Carlos. As we have changed the ID parameter, it's redirected to login. So now let's examine that redirect request. Let's go to our Burp suite. So these are all the requests that are being sent for this specific lab. So here is the request that we have sent. ID is equal to Carlos, and here's the redirect request. Let's see if we can find an API key here. So here's the API key for user Carlos. Even though we didn't get access to Carlos, we found the API key or some information regarding Carlos. So let's copy this and let's submit the solution. Yeah, the lab is solved. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep coding securely, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.